side of the map. Things, dangerous things. But actually, no one's been under attack. Because this isn't a team game, no one feels comfortable removing so much of their force that they just die when they try to attack a base. Like if you go in with only one base or two bases worth of stuff, you can very easily lose all of your stuff to towers. That's why a lot of players now, you see them opting to go for a siege unit as one of the first units that they buy. Absolutely, why wouldn't you? The towers are the main deterrent to go ahead and killing bases off early in the game. You have the units, you have the forces, you just don't have a way to deal with the emplacements. And, well, when you do that, if you're not attacking a main base, you're in quite a bit of luck. Forest guard towers are very strong. I just realized how much magic damage they did. My goodness, that's not a joke. That is no joke, laddie. That is no joke. And I feel super removed from the action zoomed up. We may actually zoom in a little bit later, but I know I've often complained about being unable to zoom in and out. And I know once I zoom in, I'm going to be just upset. Alright, finally, the Sledge Beast is going to go down. It's fortified armor, making sure that it took a very long time to get there. And the Amulet of Orlanus, who's going to get it? Spell Reflect and all kinds of awesomeness. It's not going to be yellow. He's forced out by Orange's units, the mercenaries and footmen attacking him, forcing him to teleport out. And now Orange just got to move in, grab the item. He does manage to get the amulet, and now he can teleport out whenever he wants. 179 health. He opts to just leave as green and purple also enter the scene at the same time. So, cross this right now. Green and orange, the two players with items from early game engagements. And green looking like he's in good hands. The Death Knight's a very strong unit. Their ability to go ahead and absorb... They all have passive health regen. And melee like Vampire Aura. It's amazing when you stack it with health regen and increase the damage they do. Oh, they're so strong. They're so strong. I gotta say, I really like my Necromancer Death Knight combination, but it does get hard countered by some builds. I got brutally destroyed by a few. Orange comes up here, flanks green, forcing him to retreat. Purple and orange, I'm assuming, must be allied at the moment because I need a Fog of War update right now. Okay, I'm on orange's cam, and he does indeed have vision of all of purple's stuff. So yes, orange and purple have shown their cards. Orange and purple now allied here on the right side, looking like they'll try to solidify their control. Any other big significant engagements going on, I have to wonder? Would look like Teal cleaning up this creep camp. No biggie, he's got it under control. Klaskar. God, that name is so... It's just... Who made that? No one made that and thought it was going to be easy to say. They just thought it was funny. It could be Clasfer. Clasfer, I mean, if we're going with the weird way that English does things. Green gets his hero surrounded, but no doubt he'll just do a little bit of damage, take a little bit of damage, and teleport out. Unless, of course, he's stunned. He gets out of there. Nice little save. Dark green cleaning up a red force at the top north here. The top north. Fu2 lagged out. Who was Fu2, I have to wonder. Who do I see on the map that I don't see here? I don't see a blue. I was goddamn right, I did not see a blue. Carnage the Destroyer, level 1 sitting here. It would appear that absolutely nothing has gone on from this character whatsoever. This player just sitting passively. And red now under assault. This is the problem, guys. Look at that catapult, able to outrange the tower. It doesn't matter how good it is if it can't do the damage it needs to do. And if he tries to push out from his base, there are, of course, ranged units here and various melee units. Okay, there's all melee units right there. Okay, he made a fool out of me. Fine, okay? I went in. I said he had ranged units and he didn't have ranged units. It turned out I was wrong. You want me to admit that I was wrong, do you? You want me to admit? I admit to you. I admit to you right to your face right now. I was wrong. You don't have no ranged units. Pink don't need no ranged units. He's a main. Actually, I have no idea how Pink's going to do here. It would appear this is his only force. Baby Tauren. He's smart enough to go ahead and upgrade one Tauren into Admiral, Captain level, whatever it's called. You basically give them a commander, there you go, and it gives them an ability, in this case, Vampiric Aura. Gray is going to assault Purple's top left base. It's Shamania, source of shamans on the map, and that is always a very strong combination. I mean, he already has Ogre Magi. There'd be almost no reason for him to take Shamania. It could be that this base will get wiped straight off the face of the earth. That is, of course, only if Purple doesn't defend it like a total baller. Wow, Purple doing a very good job holding off that fight. Any other engagements going on? Of course, there's always going to be engagements going on. It's friggin' broken alliances in the early game. There's 50,000 things going on at any one time, and I'm expected to keep up with it. Hey, you guys... Oh, here. How about this, lads, those of you who would complain? Do you ever wonder why StarCraft casters do 1v1s? Like, and it's very unlikely that you're going to see stuff above that. Not only the imbalance in the game, not only that, but the sheer confusion that games like this inspire from the outside if you're not in it. And when you're in it, you have a very small understanding. You can make guesses. Oh, you can make guesses all you want, but you may be wrong. Let me just say, it's very nearly impossible to cast 12 players. If a game existed with more than 12 player multiplayer support for shoutcasting, and someone's gonna be like, what about Halo? Shut up! Talking about this kind of stuff where, like, you don't just focus on one area. There's, like, things are happening in all the areas because the players dictate what's important and what's not. Pig teleports out, a very nice save by him. Unfortunately, he will lose some of his... Oh, he almost loses his Commander Tauren. If it dies, that'll be a waste of a Commander Totem spent on it. It's crawling, it's going... It's gonna make it! No, it's still... Oh, that Kobold Commander with 2 more shots would have had that thing down. I think it had plenty of time. It's a shame that he didn't go ahead and do that. Red now assaulting the very center base here. Troll Ash, Dead Middle, with human guard towers. How very odd. The mixture seems... You know what, let's just go ahead and not make assumptions about who and what they stand for. Purple actually holding on to this top left base here. Barely. It's come down to just range versus range. And unfortunately, the ogres are a slight bit bigger and more imposing than these tiny little orc warriors. And the orcs still very much more imposing than any human would be. Although I actually think some of the elves have a higher health. Like, there are elven units that have a higher health than these orc shamans who are supposedly hardy. Wow, Teal with a nice mix of Knights of Milan and Goblin Shredders will take out Tog Lagog here on the left side. Okay, so but light blue appears to be rallying to answer this challenge by red. Light blue going so far as to declare, I know I can win this, so I'm going to take the extra second, let my base take a little bit extra damage, and I'm going to try to surround him. Here we go. Light blue going to collapse the trap. Red forced back through these guard towers. Even more units going to be lost as he tries to flee, and if not lost, actually just very much damaged. Light blue, not sure why he's retreating right now. Could be he's trying to interrupt supply lines, get another surround retreat. He knows for a fact that red has to retreat to a base somewhere, and if he can, you know, trap him here, well, red's screwed. It doesn't matter how awesome these liches can get. Blade 9, the 6, the 2, 4, 1? No, not you, not you, not you, not you, not you. Someone's gonna count it up and be like, ah, oh, it was pink. Oh, it was Le Pink. Poor Pink here got wrecked, it would appear. Nerubian Queen's not doing quite as much damage as he expected. And, oh, finally. Gray really wants this base, and I can't blame him. Ogre Mount sitting right next to Shamani is just an insult. And the Shamans are casting Lightning Shield now, so he has to make sure that he splits his units up. I think he just got an idea. If these units have anywhere near enough for a Lightning Shield, we can expect to see a ton of them get dropped here. And the hero's nearly revived. He could turn the tide of the battle here. Of course, let's not forget, I think his hero... Oh, is Gray not resing his hero there? Come on, Gray, where's your hero, buddy? Banrusa! Oh, okay. Oh, he's actually on the way. Both of them arriving just about the same time. And Purple gets his hero focus down almost immediately. Red continues to get chased around, but it could be that he's finally eluded his pursuer. His pursuer fell before his superior tactics. You know what I'm saying? Man, Orange and Purple are just buddies over here. They're hanging out, having a good time, having a good time. Oh... And Green doing nothing. All these cool, the bottom left never has anything cool going on. Everyone just goes, nah, I don't want to build down here where no one ever defends and it's just a free smorgasbord. They're like, no, I want to fight in the most heavily contested areas of all the time. This is such a highly contested base. This always is going to be a highly contested base. Surprisingly enough, this base, extremely highly contested. This base does nothing. This base, super highly contested. This one can be left alone for a surprising amount of time. Yes, very. always. Oh god, some of these bases are just painful to look at and realize how much you lose when you try to attack a base like this. And purple just cannot prevent the death of this. Of course, some shaman's able to cast lightning shield on the ogre forces. We'll see how much total damage he's able to do with it. You can see him already trying to split the ones out who have it, but he's just running them all back and they're losing their health bit by bit. Oh, come on. You can micro better than that, bro. Already takes the 2 afflicted ogres out, and purple continues to just teleport around, doing a little bit of damage, running away, casting a spell, going back in. Light blue gets a full surround here on red, and I don't think... No, light blue did... Oh, but light blue is trying to get the full surround. You can see him sending the units around this way to this exit already. I don't think red counted on this. A full... this was too well planned out, red. You just fed the overling crap out of light blue, and it's not going to end well for the rest of the Cosmos, you dumb bastard. You dumb bastard. Meanwhile, dark green clears up red's base here, the Tower of Telen. The Tower of Telenia of Terren. And purple has really drawn out the taking of this base. Oh, and he loses the hero. He actually snipes gray's hero with a tower and continues to harass with lightning shields on these poor ogre magi. And gray, so angry at this point, actually leaving that unit in there. It may very well kill. Oh, this is painful to look at, man. These ogres are gonna die. This poor dumb bastard is dead for sure. Goodbye. Oh, he collapses, electrified to death. Oh, and the dwarf comes in, stomps everything. He's gonna lose the base, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's gonna take so many things with him here, and he could actually be messing up the micro of his opponent so much that his opponent. No, it looks like he did destroy it. All right, well. Purple loses the top left base, and an excellent defense by him results in, admittedly, yes, I'll give you gray. Oh, but gray having sacrificed so very many units in that assault on purple, losing the base. Purple protracted that fight so long that there was no way gray was going to have too many units left at the end here. And now we see teal swinging in with a massive force of mounted units. And he just overwhelming gray. Gray having no units left. He didn't keep anything in reserve. He does have the advantage of towers, but we'll see for how long. He's trying to focus down teal's hero, thinking that maybe if he can force the hero to retreat, he can force the entire army to retreat, but it's not looking good for that plan at the moment. No, indeed. Gray suddenly stomped deep into the dirt. And of course, pink losing the base here, but pink's not here, so that doesn't matter. And I don't know why I mentioned it. And a big glass of water sits to my right. I almost said to my left, and I thought, no, don't lie to them. And I thought, what the fuck does it care? If it's to my left or my right, it doesn't matter. But I did, like, that kind of sinks into you. You're like, oh, no, never tell a lie, because a lie will be traced back. You'll get caught lying. If you don't just say what's true, you'll definitely be caught saying, oh, and poor teal losing units to more of these towers. That's always annoying. Gray, is he gonna... He's rebuilding his hero from Ogre Mount. He has not spent his full 566 gold that he has available, and now Orange has discovered Light Blue's base completely free and open for the taking. And can Light Blue rally enough units from all of his other bases? No, not right now at the moment he can't, because he's currently under assault by Torkon. Torkon assaulting Stiff Meister, and I'm going to go ahead and assume that Stiff there might very well be our hero. Stiff Meister doing a very good job keeping... He's getting some very good surrounds. I like his play so far. And Brown trying to do as much damage as he can with Pathos, but it's a 0-0 army versus a 0-0 army with defensive towers. So we know exactly how that's going to end. These watchtowers will take their toll on the army and eventually completely murder them. It's kind of gnarly. Teal does indeed destroy Gray's base of Ogre Mount. Gray now left with only 2 bases. Centrax, where it looks like he's producing more centaurs. He's given up on the other base. He says, screw it, I hate it, and I don't like Dotar enough. Dotar's stupid. He never loved me. And Light Blue getting some badly needed reinforcements here at this base. Able to perhaps save a tower or something with this sudden influx of units. I don't think Brown has the answer. Although Brown does surround 2 of his bases here. I believe that if Brown had sent in the full batch of units there and the reinforcements from here, attack both, yeah, he probably could have taken that out very easily. Or both, just one side perhaps, yes. Oh wow, Teal has just been sweeping the map on the left side here, going absolutely buck wild. His base is in a straight line down the left side of the map. I'm excited to see what kind of shenaniganry he pulls. I mean, as you guys know, People are often infamous for that. But, there goes Gray. He says, no, I'm done. I can't do it. Oh, and suddenly, green, orange, yellow, purple. The most brightly colored fight on the map is currently taking place. It's not possible. A teal perhaps could add a bit more of a glare to this, but this is... wow. And I'm not even commenting on what's going on because let time... oh, I never even... alright, let's talk about the people who are left. I'm going to start doing a thing. You get your name read if you stay 10 minutes in. You stay 10 minutes, and then I'll read, okay? And then that's the people who get read. And Torch on, brown. Ultimate Shock is dark green. Stiff Meister is light blue. Dead With Me is green. Dashans is orange. Yellow, Let Me. 73 Styrer is purple. Wrath Bear Meg is going to be teal. And Big Ho Ho 23 representing red, boy! And I can respect that. I'm from the hood too, yo. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm from the hood. I learned me some things on the streets. I learned how to tear a man's heart right out of his chest. And while I was learning that, I also learned that Yellow's heroes and units perhaps not as amazing as he thought they were. These assassins, not doing that well. Yeah, they take pretty much 100% damage for everything, and they do decent damage, but man, they're just so squishy. You can't counter or plan to anything. You just kind of have to hope for the overwhelming. And green here pushed back by orange as well. Orange and purple looking like an unstoppable force at the moment, with scouts of Melworth and huntresses mixed together with fell orc warlocks and disciples of Zul'Gash. That is a serious amount of ranged punishment that they can throw down between firebolts and unholy frenzy on the melee units. And they have 3 lines of attack. Let's not forget, huntresses add a second line of attack. Yuko's melee, huntresses, ranged group. And that is the advantage of huntresses. Whenever people ask me, they go, but why would you? The huntress is a bad unit. It's weird. It doesn't feel like the huntress is not a tank. Stop building just huntresses. It can function that way, sure. But in maps like this, no way. A huntress is filled in as a 3rd line of attack. And a possible 2nd line of defense for your final, range group, if you're going to use them. I like to keep backline units alive as long as possible, because overall, at the end of the day, they have more damage potential in a siege situation than melee does. Even though you need a small amount of melee in a defensive situation, it's better to have a large amount of ranged. And I think that range scales better than melee in the long run. I've seen great melee players, don't get me wrong. I have seen melee players who knock my socks off. The surrounds they can do, the timings, it's just the control is there. Oh, and it's so delicious. But it's not your usual fare. It's not what you're going to run into the majority of the time. What you do run into is liches fighting ancient corrupted protectors, because that book has been written, yo. I'm sure I've read that book. Stars of Myalgamash, right? I think that was that was it. I read it in the 7th plane of Oblivion while I was staying as the respected guest of Mehrunes Dagon. I don't know that much about Elder Scrolls lore. I know a bit. I don't know all that much though. It's tricky to keep track of. You bastards do so much stuff. Ooh, okay, so now we're going to see light blue destroy another base. Yeah, he's going to destroy another base here. He's going to take out the AFK player Belarus's gray Centrax base just to the north. Orange is relatively unprotected base here as they're assaulting green. Green just cannot stand up to it. He's tried to get as many necromancers as possible. The undead holding the line well. Tangle Stoonhoof, an excellent tank, but unfortunately the sheer ferocity of the purple-green the purple-orange combo is just but green does manage to warp in a portal of summoning and get a batch of units here before all is over. And let's not forget, right now the enemy army is deep in his base with almost all the watchtowers still up and firing. 3 of the 4 that are up are still shooting on his army at any one time, taking out units bit by bit. But unfortunately a teleport into Furbolgs from Crosses the Rich may turn the tide as they offer more meat shields. And Dead With Me green decides he's just done with the world. And Let Me has left the game as well. Yellow out of the game. He says, I'm done with you. Stop taunting me, you bastard. And Teal has cleaned out every goddamn base down here. He's gone crazy. And green probably also leaving because his very bottom left base on the complete opposite side of the map where he might have had any chance of surviving and winning just got wrecked. Wrecked. And let's go to dark green, because I haven't been keeping track of dark green. Is there been anything to keep track of is actually the question at the end of the day. A relatively large force of Nerubian queens squatting over here at Tarugiz. I'm going to read everything out as though I am in an anime. And not to dubbed anime. I'm not going to be like, oh no, what are we doing here? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Markiplier. That guy's voice could not get. I love his. It's so awesome, guys. If you guys don't watch Markiplier, if you don't like what he's doing, just listen to the. Take a minute. Don't even. I'm not even saying you have to sub. Just go look at it. Just go listen to. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Ladle. He's great. Go check it out. I've been looking for more YouTubers lately. Found some very interesting ones. It's tricky. The channel has to evolve because, frankly, it's very unlikely I'm going to find the pro Warcraft 3 casting scene just, you know, flooded with viewers. And not even the pro, the custom map community. But I think there's plenty of room for me to branch out. It's going to be fun. And, oh my god, I don't know what I was talking about. Dark green actually taking orange by the throat, wrecking a base before orange can mount any kind of a defense because, well, his army's completely out of position here. And orange loses a base so quickly that his head is spinning. He had no idea that there was a threat in the north. A deep, ancient threat lies beneath the snows in the north, and his actions hath awakened their ancient fury. And now the sound of their chitinous plating rubbing together fills the halls beneath the lands of Northrend. And ooh, look at that! Teal killing another base. My god, Teal is on a rampage. So is light blue as well. Light blue looks like he wiped out Pink's base and then ran into brown. Brown trying still to take the fight to light blue as often as possible. But 2-2 now for light blue. Out, he's got Murloc night crawlers. Night koalas. You guys ever seen a night koala? Come on. You've seen them. The koalas. At night. I don't know who you are, but the odds are you've seen at least one picture of a koala at nighttime. That's why I'm willing to go out on the limb and go ahead and make these statements. That's right. I have integrity. Red deciding that AFK players continue to be his best bet for survival and reproduction, I guess. Are they all coming? Oh, they are. They're coming just high up. What is the... Is he just... Oh, he's just pinging the map. Alright. I'll give dark green his day in the sun. Oh, it looks like dark green and teal might actually be allies. Let's go ahead and check it out. Yes, they are. Oh, man. Dark green doing an admirable job in the north while his ally teal has been steam-a-rolling. I don't know what teal is playing at, though. He's killed so very many bases, and yet he remains at 0-0 upgrades on his units. He must be going for spam amounts. I have to assume. He's got all the supporting centers up. He's just now built a blacksmith. But he got research center before blacksmith. That's... I don't know if you guys know anything, but that's pretty rare. But he feels confident enough to run in here and fight these liches. And it's looking like it's going to go pretty well for him. His health advantage, plus the fact that liches don't have anything to tank for them, means that teal does very well in this engagement and forces red to retreat. A ping on an empty, dead-ass base for no reason. I like it. I like it when you troll me. I like it when you troll me. And Blitz. That's actually a very nice supportive units for Blitz there. About the same range on their attacks, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so Blitz is still ahead of them. But Blitz acts as a bit of a tank unit. Which is okay. You really want something to tank for these guys. But I can give you, when they're upgraded, they're pretty survivable. Since there's no sufficiently big AoE to deal with them. And now red wants to ally with teal, but teal already has an ally in dark green. And let's not forget the horrifying purple combination. Light blue manages to wipe a brown base off the map and forces brown to leave even. And purple begins to assault light blue's base. Light blue actually building a guard tower here, deciding to reinforce. I like what he's going for here. He's got Tajan the Mighty and a red dragon in the air, Purple's force is at 3-2. Blue's force is at 3-3 with a... oh, wow. Blue has a flanking force prepared. Now, whether this is luck or whether it was preparation, it's going to prove to be endlessly useful for him because, frankly, the Night Elf Murlocs are not going to fare too well against these units. They have medium armor, they're melee, the Huntresses can bounce their glaives, they do increased damage against their enemies, and there's more of them can attack at once. And if we are seeing Murloc Nightcrawlers begin to stack up among the dead. But, wow, what's the placement on that? Wow. Stiffmeister literally throws his healing wards into his enemy's face. I don't know whether he was going for the hope that it wouldn't be able to... Oh, light blue here, sending in the flank. I don't know whether he was hoping the insanity would make it so that his enemy couldn't get to him or what. But he continues to hold the line. Scouts of Melforth now in the fight. Scouts of Melforth really not designed for fighting Murlocs. Not the Nightcrawlers. You put the lime crawler in the coconut and shake it all up. You put the Murloc in the coconut and shake it all up. Yes, yes, that was as bad as it sounded. Teal wipes out another base. He's got to be fed. His upgrade's now at 1-1, finally starting to show a little bit of that feed that he's been getting. I have to assume I've seen him just kill at least 4 bases. I know I've missed a few because he's been stampeding all over the friggin' place. Everywhere he goes, bases just die. Every time I look at Teal, a base is dying. So sue me for thinking that maybe he's... Oh, man. All right. A very good use of bombs there. And mines. He goes ahead and wipes up a lot of these units. A nice stun, too. And Purple has no chance of killing off Light Blue. Light Blue with an amazing melee surround play. I really like what he's going for. It's a tough play to go for. But I'll say this, the Murlocs have excellent melee damage, 36 to 48. Most things that hit that hard are usually ranged. Although I've always thought melee should just hit like a truck. Melee should just really hit like a truck. Slow melee anyway. Yeah, it's gotta feel better. There's something weak about a lot of melee. That needs to be addressed because we usually see range masses. But if Light Blue wins out here with this melee mass and surround strategy, I'm going to give him major props. I'm going to give him hugs because I like the sound. I like the sound of Night Elven women dying. You know what I'm saying? It's music to my ears. And look at this. Look at this brave peasant rebuilding the God Tower in the face of ultimate death and destruction. Dark Green runs into Orange's base and is suddenly faced with Orange. And he's like, "Oh, Orange, what are you doing here? I thought you said you'd be gone for the weekend." And Orange is like, "Yes, I did say that. Specifically to catch you doing this right now. You jerk, what are you doing here?" And Orange is just pissed off, and Dark Green's got to retreat and throw fireballs in his face. You know, usual kind of awkward morning after stuff. I can't tell you how many times I've thrown a fireball in a girl's face just to distract her so I don't have to have that awkward, we don't know each other conversation. Who are you? What's going on? And that's coming out of my mouth. I am telling you, I really need I gotta stop giving it away. I'm throwing it on the street like I don't even care about it. I don't even value it. And by it, I mean my shoutcast, you fools. Ooh, Orange actually gets his hero aim down. That's a gnarly loss for Orange there. Orange got a little cocky, and Dark Green came in here and kind of taught him that maybe he didn't know what was going on. And this slow has been devastating in combination with the freeze from that hero. Oh, Dark Green hard countered this army very smoothly. Kobold Geomancers proving to turn Disciples of Zulgash into nothing more than quivering piles of not doing damage and dying. I don't know. Purple finally shows up to try to help, but he will actually help a lot with these Scouts of Melforth. They're going to do all kinds of supportive damage. Teal clashing with Light Blue now. It's melee on melee. It's cavalry. Oh man, shit. Actually, it's not that bad. It's hero armor. It's like, whatever. It's going to do a lot of damage to everything, so it doesn't matter. But I'll say that the Murloc Nightcrawlers with their superior upgrades do counter a lot of what's going on here, but definitely not the Goblin Shredders, and they probably strike even with the Knights. But he does have better upgrades, and that -6 armor is brutal bringing his total damage mitigation down to 15%. Judgment, this unit is under the effect of Judgment no longer. It has its army back. And Teal going up and attacking an AFK Gray's last towers. Sure, that's a good way to spend units. And Purple having to duel with the Nerubian Queens, who have far more health and actually almost more damage. We're starting to realize, oh crap, I might counter his units, but his units counter my units. This is bad news. Light Blue also getting some bad news, forced to retreat here as he realizes, oh, Teal's kind of got my number. And Teal does have his number. His units just don't attack fast enough. And we see both sides throwing down healing wards and both sides lacking ranged units to kill those healing wards. Brilliant. I love that. See, it's always important to have 1 or 2 ranged units, guys, just in case you have to kill a healing totem. It's that simple. Purple does teleport out of here. Agnor Stonefist just kind of chillaxing. Oh, and Light Blue now pushed all the way into his base. Teal's going to be tough. Hard pressed here to beat these watchtowers and the ability to summon, but no, there's Judgment. There is Judgment, and I do like that he managed to catch quite a few units with it. These watchtowers are probably going to be what turns the battle, just given the fact that it's the only kind of range support on the map right now that he can attack anything, and he should most certainly be using these towers to kill off these healing wards. I know it seems a little bit, this is one-time speed, this is in-game, but it looks like he did indeed target it down. Red now asking Orange if they'll ally. Red kind of getting his booty pushed in every time he pokes his head out of his base, starting to realize perhaps he needs assistance. And Purple and Orange are actually having a very difficult time against Dark Green. Their heroes being the only thing that can mess with this massive slow and pure range damage. But with the hero tanking, it looks like they might be able to clean it up. Purple, unfortunately, managing to block many of these melee units from getting to the front line, and ultimately making it so that Dark Green got the breathing room that he needed to retreat. Teal seems determined. He's sending more reinforcements. Everything he's got streaming down and actually streaming away. Okay, so these guys are like, no, we're damaged. We can't play. And the Red thinking, I found a juicy, sweet, empty base. Holy, how awesome am I? And he's not awesome at all. He's got nothing. My phone died. I sat on it. I think I sat on my phone, and the screen looked bad, and then it started to look worse. And then when I went to bed, I woke up and it was just complete. It just died overnight. It was really sad. It was like a cat. You know, you put it to bed and you think it's fine, and you're like, oh no, look, he lifted his head and looked at me for a second as though maybe, I don't know, his torture will soon be over. And then you're like, oh, maybe that means he's not gonna die. And then he dies. And that was my phone. I was like, oh, maybe I'll feel better in the morning. And I didn't feel better. Neither did my phone. Poor dumb phone bastard. He didn't know. He didn't know. I really would have loved to have seen a base here. I think a base here would have been really neat. I mean, it would. Yeah, maybe if they made the moat more effective so that ranged siege units wouldn't be quite as effective here as they look like they would be, very much so. Teal is cleaning up everything. Everything that doesn't move and isn't nailed down, Teal is just looting the crap out of it. And I don't know what Light Blue's up to. Light Blue is busy trying to take as many favorable engagements as he can and get as many kills as he can, so that just maybe he won't die. And you know, I can respect that. It's totally respectable. Red finally with 1-1 and a plethora of liches, just a few skeleton warriors looking a little cheeky on the front line there. And I can't imagine why you'd ever want to use a skeleton warrior. I mean, maybe for fighting huntresses. Right? It's all I can think of. Huntresses. Skeleton warriors counter huntresses. In larger numbers with better upgrades. It's like everything counters everything. In larger numbers with better upgrades. That's not true. Don't tell anyone. Oh, wow. And this assault went absolutely nowhere for Orange and Purple as Dark Green forces them back, gets us around, and just goes crazy with the help of Teal. And suddenly Orange and Purple realizing, oh, we're not just dealing with Dark Green. We're dealing with a lot of things here. Wow, Agnor Stoneface goes buck wild in his avatar form, taking out unit after unit, doing all kinds of damage, soaking up the attention of these units that were trying to hunt down the retreating units, and he'll just end up teleporting out at the end of this. Very wise use of his time and resources. I like it. Yep, kill that unit. No, stop focusing on units that you can't hit. Oh, get out of there! Oh, at 25 health? 25? Are you playing with me, son? That's the margin of error you cannot afford, okay? But I'll find out. We'll find out how much more he's going to push the line next time on Broken Alliances. I'll see you guys. This has been the one, the only, the Azothan. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in part 2. Bye, guys. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one, the only, the Azothan, back here with part 2 of Broken Alliances, and it's looking good. It's looking quite good. I'm a Markiplier. Ladle. Sorry my voice is broken. How does someone that sounds like that ever say, sorry my voice is going? It's like, your voice sounds like it's going so much better than mine ever has. It's like, no, really, my voice is terrible. Like, no, you sound like you're Joe Swanson. Oh. Someone coming to kill me? No, Red basically realizing that he's at this point superfluous and may very well die quite soon as Dark Green and Teal prepare their assault. They have the melee units of Teal and the insane range combination of Dark Green here with it's 500 on them and 600 on them. A possible 3 lines of attack. And we gotta hope that the orange-purple combination is enough. The first bits are exchanged. Fairly exact, even upgrades between orange and teal here. Orange and teal are going to get along very well. Purple needs to get his support in there. He needs to make sure that it's engaged not on the front line, but on the second line. And then Warlocks, and then the Scouts. I know it sounds crazy. How Felorcs are what? Actually, Felorcs behind the Scouts. Felorcs and Scouts gonna mess with each other. I'm looking at that now. And the invulnerability ultimate from one of our players here. I think it's got to be Dark Green. Yes, indeed it is. He has Jade Sapphire, the Ice Mage. Suddenly goes up, but it did give him plenty of time to do lots of damage here. Orange has 2 towers up right now, doing lots of damage to the enemy. And this is a feed time for both of them as they just go to town, soak up all those resources that are being hurled into this conflict. And at the end of the day, neither one of them sure what's going to happen. I mean, if they push back Dark Green and Teal, very good. Do they have the energy to assault their bases? If not, nothing's been gained.